Good morning, everyone. This morning we are going to elaborate a kind of psycho-bio-neural subject. Title would be suicide. Suicide is a kind of silent, reticent disease. Nobody talks about it. Nobody, create any kind of commotion about it. No media or press covers it. But as a matter of fact, suicide kills more people than COVID. 800,000 per annum. 8 lakh people per year. COVID has so far killed about 5 lakh. Vaccine is here, so we are going to see the cessation of it. It's going to stop. But suicide is not going to stop. Suicide has been with us since 1643. And lately, 800,000 people commit suicide every year. And there is no vaccine. There is no coverage. There is no media, no press, no World Health Organization, no UNO, no CDC, no FDA, no medical community even whisper about it. As if it is not killing people, killing mosquitoes. But come to think of it, this kills more people on the planet than COVID has killed only this year. Next year, COVID is not going to kill anyone by the grace of God. But as far as society is concerned, it will go on relentlessly, ceaselessly, and nobody is going to pay any attention. Nobody is going to raise heckle. Nobody is going to discuss about it. Why? You see how paradoxical the human is? COVID came, everybody was jumping up and down like headless chicken. But suicide has been here killing 8 lakh people every year. And nobody even whispers about it or means a word about it or raise heckle about it or complain to UNO or WHO or CDC, FDA or any other medical community at all. I have chosen 5 points to elaborate why this thing happens, why people commit suicide, what is the reason for that. Fundamentally, if I say it's a melatonin. Melatonin causes us depression, chronic depression, clinic depression, and manic depression. When we are in the phase of manic depression, then we are getting death wish. We have been getting the bout of death wish. Only the thing, only the way, only the solution we can find is to kill ourselves. It is all mental. It is all depressive. It is all mental illness. It is all psychological thing and fundamentally emotional. 50 to 60% of the total suicide are affiliated with emotional misplace, some kind of emotional things that happens so strong, the emotional bouts are so painful that we cannot understand, we cannot solve them, we cannot resolve them, we cannot get any medicine for that, we don't like to live. That is why we don't do anything about it. We have decided, we have made up our mind that I'm going to kill myself and I'm not going to get any help from the doctor or not going to get any help from the friends or not get any kind of help from sympathizers or supporters or family members or spouse or children or parents. Only the thing comes to that person's mind is suicide because his emotions are all choked up. Emotions are all choked up. He doesn't think straight. But every single thing comes to his mind is colored by or clouded by emotions. And that is why 99% of the time people would commit suicide because suicide is not affiliated with our economic condition or our social condition or our family condition or anything else, but only cerebral, only visceral. No cerebral, only visceral, only emotive, emotion. So, out of 5 points, the first point is nothing cerebral, all visceral. Person commits suicide impulsively, not extensively. He doesn't plan, he doesn't think, he doesn't, go into the logic of committing suicide, benefit and the losses and this and that. He doesn't go into any kind of cerebral planning or cerebral calculation or cerebral figuring. It's all visceral, emotive. Emotion is haywire, emotion is misplaced, emotional bouts are so powerful, so fatal, so disturbing. The person cannot tolerate, person cannot handle, person cannot comprehend, person cannot resolve them, and only the way out, only the ventilation he can actually find is in committing suicide, and he does. Point number 2, brain chemicals going haywire. It's a neurological condition in which when our brain chemicals go haywire, kind of disturbance in our brain chemistry, and we lose our brain or cerebral equilibrium. Chemical equilibrium goes haywire, and different kinds of bouts actually occur, and we cannot handle those bouts. We are miserable. We want to die. And as such, good amount of people, high profile people also commit suicide because brain chemicals haywire is something that we cannot actually understand, nor we can get efficacious treatment for that. Number 3, more Japanese died in 1 month, in the month of October, than entire year of COVID. In the month of October, more people committed suicide in the suicide jungle in Japan than died in entire year of COVID. Now think about it. Japan is one of the richest nations in the world, third economy after America and China. There is no homelessness, there is no poverty, there is no destitution, there is no deprivation. Why this many people died of committing suicide? Because it was an emotional thing, emotive upheaval, emotive turbulence, emotive tantrums, that they could not handle it, they could not stop it, they were all chronic, they will take the medication, they will go into kind of remission. For some time they will feel relief and respite, but after that they will reoccurring, and these people were tired of reoccurrence of depression, manic depression. In manic depression, you don't actually adopt any kind of conventional way to treat yourself because all your logic has gone in limbo, gone out of the window, and you are not going to think straight. Point number 4, self-induced phenomena, self-induced remedy. This is self-induced. Depression is self-induced. 99% of the time it's self-induced. You worry too much. You are anxious. You live in anxiety. You live in a kind of situation that you don't want to change. You don't want to repair. You don't want to fix your surrounding or your milieu or your ambience. You cannot do anything about it. Someone is harassing you, but you don't try to correct the situation. In a family feud, but you don't want to correct family feud. You have some kind of debt, but you don't want to resolve that. You don't have any kind of earning, but you don't try to work hard and make some earning. You don't solve your problem. These are the self-induced things. Depression, manic depression, chronic depression, clinic depression. 99% of the time they are all hailing from the lifestyle, self-induced phenomena. Now, since it's a self-induced phenomena, then you can remedy it by self-induced. Say, for example, some couples are fighting. Now, this is self-induced. Fight is going to create more problem, the bigger problem, and more devastating problems. If they are not going to solve, then these problems are going to turn into so devastating that both the partners are going to suffer from manic depression. But why don't they solve it? Why don't they talk about it? Why they don't let it go? No. Ego, our id, our vanity comes in a way, and most of the time we invite this kind of depression in conjugal life, in our marriage life. It is not calamity. It is not catastrophe. It is not caused by the government. It's not caused by the COVID. But this kind of, most of the time, this kind of stress, this kind of depressions are caused by self. They are self-induced and self-cured. You can cure it by yourself. If you have some kind of quarrel with someone, then you say sorry, shake hand, and gone. Your depression is gone. Your friend's depression or your partner's depression or someone you love, his or her depression is gone, and you both live happily. But we don't want to do that. Point number 5, mental illness. When we have any kind of mental illness, mental injuries or fall or any kind of, some kind of, dementia or any kind of mental thing, encephalitis, this kind of mental disease can also cause depression. Traumatic stress, trauma, something severe happened, we lost the business, or God forbid, divorce occur, separation occur. This kind of trauma can give lots of stress, and this stress can cause or drive us to suicide. Loss or fear of loss. We suffer some kind of loss. Maybe the loss of a friend, loss of our wife or husband, God forbid, loss of business, loss of money, loss of future, loss of job. These kinds of phenomena can also cause such an unbearable stress, depression, that we cannot think about anything else but only death wish. Death wish to commit suicide and end the phenomena. Hopelessness. When we don't have any kind of hope. Now see, every one of us felt very relieved when we heard that 4 or 5 different types of vaccines are available in the market now. But think, nobody would have been talking about vaccine, no news about vaccine, no information about vaccine, even in the end of December or end of the year 2020. We would have been very depressed. We would have been praying to God and asking God, what you are thinking, and God, what would going to happen to us, and God, what would be our future, God, how many more people will be killed by COVID, and all sorts of questions we would be asking to God, asking to ourselves, and asking to our family members. Hopelessness. And that would have given us terrible, absolutely terrible depression, and a terrible depression can drive anyone to commit suicide. Deja vu of the days of yore means bad experience, terrible experience, tear-jerking experience of the days of yore can also give us severe amount of depression, and a severe amount of depression can always culminate into death wish. People can wish about death, and if death does not come, then they are going to rush to the death by committing suicide. 8 lakh people all across the globe commit suicide every year. And that is something to think about. COVID is not the worst thing as we think, because our minds are controlled by politicians, media, and the press. They don't talk about COVID. They don't talk about anything else. They don't tell you, don't think about AIDS. Don't think about cancer. Don't think about cardiac problems. Don't think about suicide. Don't think about dementia or Parkinson or Alzheimer. Think about COVID. So we think COVID is the worst thing. COVID is worst thing. But there are many other worst things in the world. Those are even worse than COVID. But these people, media always controls our mind. Media controls 100% of our thinking, our mind, our all kinds of cognitive process, articulation, our analysis, our thinking process, every single thing is controlled by media. Media doesn't want us to think about anything else, not about your family members, not about your career, not about your future, not about anything else. But since dawn to dusk, talk about COVID, and be COVID. That's all the time we have. Thank you very much for listening. Tomorrow we're going to talk about something else, but don't just read it, imbibe it, think about it, and try to act on this. There will be lots of people in the world, at least all of us, think about committing suicide at least once in lifetime. Now you know that help is available. Help is available. And help is available. Try to rush towards the help rather than suicide. God bless everyone on this planet. Amen.